Bapu Surat Singh Khalsa, who passed away a few days ago. And of course, Bapu Surat Singh Khalsa has been an extraordinary figure in the community, particularly for the Khalistan movement. He's been an activist. He passed away at the age of 91 after a prolonged hunger strike, striking against the Bandi Sikhs, the Sikhs who remain in prison despite their sentences already having expired. He's been protesting against so much of India, the Indian government's evils and its dismissal of the rule of law, its persecution of the Sikh community. He's campaigned for so many issues, not least the Khalistan issue, Jagtar Singh Johal, etc. And he did pass away after a lifetime of, I have to say, of abuse by the Indian state. We talked about him being force-fed in his hospital bed, being essentially tied to his hospital bed and force-fed by the state, and force-fed steroidal medicine which destroyed his body. And incredible, and again, it's an incredible tribute to his physical and mental stamina that he got to the grand old age of 91 while still suffering under the state abuse that he suffered. So an extraordinary character, a fabulous character who leaves an enormous legacy, and the tributes have of course been pouring in for him. But I just wanted to quickly cover this story about this whole element of his funeral. His funeral has actually now been announced for Sunday, January the 26th. And this actually gives an interesting insight into how Sikhi treats death as a process as well. To a Sikh or Sikh, birth and death are closely associated because they're both part of the cycle of human life, Ava Guyan, which is seen as a transient stage towards nirvana, complete unity with God. Sikhs thus believe in reincarnation. Mourning is therefore discouraged, especially in the case of those who've lived a long and full life. The death ceremony may be split into two parts: Saskar, the cremation, and the Antim Ardas, the final prayer at the end of the bog ceremony. So at a Sikh's deathbed, relatives and friends read Sukhmani Sahib, the Psalm of Peace, composed by the fifth Guru, Arjan Dev Ji, to console themselves and the dying person. When a death occurs, they exclaim, Waheguru, the wonderful Lord. Wailing or lamentation is discouraged. For cremation, the body is first washed and dressed with clean clothes, complete with the 5 Ks, in the case of baptized Sikhs, Amritdhari Sikhs. If the death occurs in a hospital, the body is taken home for viewing before the funeral. In the Punjab, the body will be burnt on a funeral pyre, but in Western countries, crematorium are used. A prayer is said before the start of the funeral to seek salvation for the departed soul. On arrival at the crematorium, a brief speech about the deceased is generally given. The Sahila, bedtime prayer, is recited, and the Ardas, a formal prayer, is offered.